recorded live in beautiful Colorado, USA. Broadcast around the world. You're listening to the Quarterly Review Podcast, produced by Three Angels Message Ministry. Your host is Tamara Rookdashel.
Welcome to the Quarterly Review Podcast, produced by Three Angels Message Ministry. I'm your host, Tamara Rookdashel, and this quarter has been titled The Least of These. Today is Sabbath, August 24th, 2019, and we will be looking ahead to next week, Lesson 9, titled Ministry in the New Testament Church. I will begin with a word of prayer. Father in heaven, thank you for Torah, the prophets, and the writings. Without them, our beloved Messiah, the apostles, and disciples from the New Testament church would not have had anything to quote from, no control group, the Hebrews, to connect with, and no foundation to build upon. But Yeshua knew this. Your word was with men long before his earthly ministry. You have been calling us to a deeper relationship and vaster understanding of you and your kingdom since we fell to temptation, sin, and death. We have lost so much of who we were when the nations knew us as the Way. We look forward to the restoration you have prepared for us, both now and in the kingdom, your kingdom, to come. Send us as emissaries. In Yeshua's name we praise you, love you, and thank you. Amen. August 24th. Ministry in the New Testament Church. Read for next week's study lessons. Acts chapter 2, verses 42 through 47. Acts chapter 4, verses 32 through 37. Matthew chapter 25, verses 38 and 40. Acts chapter 9, verse 36. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, 7 through 15. Romans chapter 12. Finally, James chapter 2, verses 1 through 9. The memory text for this coming week we find in James chapter 1, verse 27. I'll read out of the New King James Version. Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. The verses known as the Great Commission, found in Matthew 28, 18-20, are among the best known in the Bible, at least by Christians. The texts often have been described as our mission statement and have been the inspiration for all kinds of mission and evangelistic projects. Indeed, inspired by these texts, Christians have gone all over the world, sometimes at great personal cost, in order to spread the gospel. And what did Jesus say in the Great Commission? To make disciples, to baptize, and to teach people to observe all things that I have commanded you. Matthew 28, verse 20, New King James Version. And, as we have seen, so much of what Jesus commanded us has to do with taking care of those in need, those hurting, those who are unable to take care of themselves. As such, we need to remember that these instructions to Jesus' first disciples were not so much a new assignment, something that they hadn't heard or seen before, but more a continuation of the mission Jesus already had been working among them. The aspect of Jesus' teaching can be seen clearly in the lives of the new church community as part of fulfilling the Great Commission. Study this coming week's lessons to prepare for Sabbath, August 31st. We hope you enjoyed our review of today's quarterly lesson. We recommend writing down and looking up the Bible text in your own Bible and for yourself. There is a blessing to that. Also, write down your answers to the questions so that they have a chance to inspire further thought, to inspire action, to inspire change in your life and the lives of those around you. We've made available a free PDF download of just the questions for each week, available within our blog post. These are great additions to keeping a spiritual journal of what God has done in your life. Please visit us online at www.3am-ministry.org to see what other services we offer and to become involved in the conversation within our forum. Additional copies of the booklets can be ordered from our resource library. You can also access, download, or purchase materials we reference in our podcast, videos, or PDFs on that page as well. If you are also looking for groups in your area that are studying with us, we can provide information to connect you. Please hit follow, like, or subscribe, depending on the podcast page you're on, so you can receive up-to-date podcasts and access to all of our services. We look forward to connecting with you online in the future and in God's kingdom.
Thank you for joining us today. To find out more about our ministry, listen to older podcasts, read additional articles, join our forum, access printable PDFs, or order your own published quarterly booklet, please visit us online at www.3am-ministry.org. Have a blessed and prosperous day.